Right now it is Monday, the 9th of June 2025, and on a road trip down here in Florida, really far south, not too far from Kissimmee, and just taking care of some things. This is a business trip and vacation at the same time. It's just things got to get done, and have to be in this specific area, and so I'm here. And I've been getting a lot of steps out here. It's really nice in here, this place here. There's plenty of room. I've been at this place before years ago, and with my daughter one time. This was back in like 2020. I think it was 2019. But yeah, I just gotta check the thermostat, see what the temperature is, because with this heat in Florida, you gotta make sure the thermostat. All right, it's 72. It's funny because as soon as I came upstairs, it just kicked in. It just kicked in as soon as I came up here. All right. Yeah, that's one of the things, trying to keep cool. There's a nice swimming pool here. There's a lazy river water slide. There's a lot of things in this area to do, and I'm gonna do those things. I'm with some friends, and since I've been here so much, I'm kind of helping them around, so it's about the timing. I just wanted to get away, and then just an opportunity came across to do that, and so it's business and pleasure, and we'll see what happens. But so I'm a tour guide in the meantime for some friends, show them a way around here, because this was like my home away from home, and so I'm very familiar with where everything is, and I just helping some friends get around. I think I'm gonna go out there and see if there's any gators in that water, because wherever there's a body of water in Florida, there's a possibility of gators. A very big possibility. So I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna go out there and see what kind of creatures are outside. But I know I have not been uploading lately. I have been very busy. Life gets in the way, and just doing a lot to stay above the water, especially during these uncertain times, in this world, and just working at my happiness too. I got to be happy. I can't be miserable. So I surround myself with people who are good friends, and it's just great being around friends. I love the community that I live in. I love the neighborhood that I live in. There's great people in the community. When I first moved down in that south part of Georgia, I felt out of place. I felt like there was just too many strangers around, and I felt like I felt like I just didn't belong there, and I felt like I just needed to go back up north. I felt like I needed to go back to where I came from, because I felt like I left so much behind, and it still hurts, but not knowing where others are going to be who have been left behind, not knowing if they're going to be all the way across the other side of the country or somewhere else. It was like me staying in that area. It wouldn't have mattered if they went somewhere far away. Then it would have been the same situation, and then I would have been living in a big empty home, feeling that empty nest syndrome, and then feeling alone and depressed, and just feeling like, it amplifies the loneliness when you're in a bigger house, especially a house where you've been with, a family or friends or people in your life, and you've shared moments in that home. And then everybody's gone their own way. People don't stay, in one place. Some people move across the country, some people get married, some people don't, but the thing is, life goes on. We grow older and things change, and then eventually, you end up alone if you don't have a significant other in your life, especially if you had kids, and they're growing up and married and stuff like that, and you're alone after that. And when you don't know what part of the country they're going to move to, especially if they've talked about moving here or moving there, and then you're looking at the housing market and you're looking at the uncertainty, and you feel like you're kind of pressured to move. You're pressured to sell and move because things are going to get worse and you're going to lose your home, and then like all these things happening, right? So you have to make that decision. And so I made a decision to move down south, and I was going to stay in that area and buy something, but I couldn't find anything affordable in that price range and the size I was looking for. And then I had other worries about medical coverage and just if there were a ton of medical bills, what would happen to the home? And I didn't want to be in a situation where I lose the home over, unpaid medical bills. And so I had to look for other options and look for better healthcare options, better health insurance options. And I ended up going to South Georgia where the housing, the housing markets was much cooler. It was cheaper and you got a lot more for your dollar. And I just felt safer when it came to, homestead and your home and medical debt and all that stuff. It was like, it just made sense. And me moving down there wasn't moving away from something, it was moving towards something. So, it's a lot for me to deal with emotionally, especially during holidays when I'm used to being around certain people, and then you miss those people and you wish you can go back in time and maybe just try to figure out how to make it work out financially so that I didn't have to, sell. But it was just getting overwhelming. I felt like, if I didn't do anything when I had a chance, that I would be on the streets right now. And that's just the reality of it. So sometimes we got to make those decisions that are rushed because we're kind of backed in a corner. Maybe we lived such an extravagant life and we spent on vacations and we just did a lot of things and it adds up financially. But you cannot put a price on those moments with your loved ones, with your good friends. You just enjoy those moments, no matter how much money it costs. And then when it's all said and done, and time has flown by, you look back at those moments and say, well, yeah, it was a great time. I wish maybe that I would have been more economical, because I feel like, it doesn't take money, spending a lot of money on, the best accommodations you can buy to have a good time with people you care about. It's the time you have with them that really matters, not whether you're going to live in a 5-bedroom humongous house with every kind of luxury you can imagine, or maybe a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom place and you got bunk beds and you don't have all that. It's just about the time. But I guess I just always wanted to spoil people in my presence, who I cared about. I just wanted to offer the best. And so that was me. I always tried to go above and beyond when it came to that. And of course, my whole car hobby, that kind of became an addiction with, the cars, and that became expensive. And if we can go back in the past and know back then what we know now, just imagine the things that we could accomplish in life. And I can't change the past, but I can only move forward and hope for the best. And so it's been a struggle emotionally and financially, and I've been hanging on by a thread in the last year, wondering if I'm going to lose my home or not. It's just, that's how it got. But then when I have somebody that I know, a friend or even whoever it may be, and they're struggling and they need help, and then I'm on my last dollars, and then I'm still helping someone else out. I've been in that situation several times. That's just what's happening in my life. I get a little emotional during the holidays. I have regrets moving down south, but then at the same time, I'm thankful for the friendships that I made. And it breaks my heart that certain people have fallen out of my life because of circumstances like the pandemic and illnesses and people passing away early. It breaks my heart. It really does. And people just moving on, sometimes it's a lack of communication that hurts. It's part of life. I have friendships that I miss, You know, I don't know where they are in life. You don't know if they're still living, if, you know, something happened to them, you know, just things happen. You know, even high school friends, you know, I still have one of my good high school friends who, well, not really, he wasn't in my high school, but, you know, I still have a friend who was, you know, when I was 17, they were close to my age. So it was kind of like, you go back that far and you're still friends now at my age, in my 50s. Like, wow, okay, great. You know, some friendships last a very, very long time. So, yeah, I cherish my friendships and those who are part of my life, you know, friends, family. Sometimes I can't put a title on what certain relationships are with people. It's just, you know, it's just, I feel like it's a family. If you're a good friend, it's like family. And if you're family, you're family. You know what I mean? It's how it is. But like I said, there's a lot of things that I miss. But I always hope for the best for everyone. You know, I worry about my friends. I worry about family. I worry about loved ones. I worry about people. I worry about a lot of things. And I always, you know, like hope that they're doing okay. And there's only so much that I can do to help anyone else. Like, you know, I like to go visit people, but I also want to visit and be, you know, received well. I want to be welcomed. I don't want to just like intrude on anybody, because, you know, I have friends who, you know, yeah, that we're good friends, but do I want to like surprise visit them and it becomes like an intrusion, you know, then they're like they're not happy about it, you know. You ever have that kind of thing where you have a friend and you just want to give them a surprise visit, you haven't seen them for like 20 years, and it's like, I don't know, they're gonna probably, what if they don't, maybe if they get annoyed, or maybe they're, you know, you just never know. But anyway, I gotta go get my steps, and I'm gonna do some tour guiding with some, you know, for my friends, so that they can get around and I can show them places and they can discover this area, because there's a lot to do here. And it's nice. And we're really close to Orlando too. So I know there's things to do out there. But yeah, I guess I'll share whatever's happening here. I'll just have it in this video. I'm gonna get outside.
This morning, smiling as the sun. This is my message to you. Don't worry how you think. Everything gonna be alright. Don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be alright. Yeah, don't worry about a thing. No, don't worry. Everything's gonna be alright.
All right, so I'm near Margaritaville. This little area down here where they have restaurants to eat at, outdoor entertainment, a lot of things to do, you know. Right now it's I think it's the 9th of June 2025. It's another night. Beautiful. There we go. I like to go up there and play some music. You know, get in the spirit of things.
Rising up in the air, up ahead in the distance, saw a shimmering light. How they dance in the courtyard, sweet summer sweat. Some dance to remember, some dance to forget. So I called the captain, please bring me my wine. He said, haven't had that spirit here since.
Say